Join me as I dive deep into the mystery of Trump's secret weapon in world trade and see if I can uncover what really gives him the edge. Trump's approach to world trade has been nothing short of controversial, leaving many to wonder about its potential impact on the global economy. And whether it's a stroke of genius or a recipe for disaster, the U.S. has long faced significant challenges in international trade, particularly with regards to its trade deficits, which have been a major point of concern for economists and policymakers alike. Trade deficits occur when a country imports more than it exports, and the U.S. has been running large trade deficits for many years, which has led to a significant accumulation of debt. This has put pressure on the U.S. economy and has sparked debates about the need for trade reform. The rise of countries like China has also posed a significant challenge to the U.S. in terms of trade, as these countries have been able to offer cheaper labor and production costs, making it difficult for U.S. businesses to compete. This has led to a decline in U.S. manufacturing and a loss of jobs in certain sectors. The U.S. has also struggled to negotiate favorable trade agreements with other countries, which has further exacerbated the trade deficit problem. This has led to a situation where the U.S. is importing large quantities of goods from countries like China, while struggling to export its own goods. As a result, the U.S. has been looking for ways to rebalance its trade relationships and reduce its trade deficits, which is where Trump's trade policies come into play. Trump's trade policies have been centered around the use of tariffs and trade agreements to protect U.S. industries and reduce the trade deficit. The imposition of tariffs on imported goods is intended to make U.S. products more competitive and to encourage other countries to negotiate more favorable trade agreements. Trump has also renegotiated existing trade agreements such as NAFTA and has withdrawn from others, like the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The use of tariffs has been a highly contentious issue, with many countries retaliating against the U.S. by imposing their own tariffs on U.S. goods. This has led to a trade war between the U.S. and several other countries, including China, which has had significant impacts on global trade. Other countries have reacted angrily to Trump's trade policies, with many accusing the U.S. of protectionism and of undermining the global trading system. The EU, for example, has imposed its own tariffs on U.S. goods in response to Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum. The impact of Trump's trade policies has been felt across the globe, with many countries reviewing their trade relationships with the U.S. and seeking to diversify their trade partnerships. One of the most significant outcomes of Trump's trade strategies has been the impact on the U.S. agricultural sector, which has been both positive and negative. On the one hand, the trade war with China has led to a significant decline in U.S. agricultural exports, which has had a devastating impact on farmers. On the other hand, the U.S. has been able to negotiate new trade agreements with countries like Japan and South Korea, which has opened up new markets for U.S. farmers. The trade war has also led to a significant increase in U.S. exports of certain goods, such as oil and gas, which has helped to reduce the trade deficit. However, the trade war has also led to a significant increase in prices for U.S. consumers, which has had a negative impact on the economy. The main points to take away from Trump's trade policies are that they have been highly controversial and have had significant impacts on the global economy. The use of tariffs and trade agreements has been a key feature of Trump's trade policies and has sparked a trade war with several countries. Join the conversation in the comments below and share your thoughts on Trump's trade strategies. And don't forget to check out our next video, where we'll be discussing the latest developments in global trade and geopolitics.